Hello all. So today we'll go through a important question on the surface area and volume. So this question is dealing with the jar, which is nothing but a right circular cylinder, and it is dealing with the spherical balls, which is nothing but a sphere. So the question is given as a measuring jar of internal diameter 10 centimeter is partially filled with water. So what I will recommend is that whatever the terms are given in the question, it is nothing but a hint to the question, hint to the answer also. So what you need to do is that you need to understand each and every word carefully, then you can easily get the answer. Half of the answer is already in the question. So here it is given that a measuring jar of internal diameter 10 centimeter is partially filled with water. So a jar is given, which is nothing but a right circular cylinder. So a jar is given whose diameter is 10 centimeter. So we require the radius. We are interested in the radius. So radius will be 5 centimeter, and it is partially filled with water. So please note that here height of the level of the water in the jar is not given. So we have to assume the height. So it is given that the height it is partially filled with water. तो यहाँ से आपको समझना है कि इसका height कुछ तो है उसका हाइट, जिसका हाइट हम लोग h लेंगे. इट इज पार्शियली फिल्ड विथ वाटर. So this is the hint that it is having some height. So we take the height as h. We take the height as h. The level of the water in the jar is up to a height of h. Now it is given that 4 equal spherical balls of diameter 2 centimeter each are dropped into it. So 4 equal spherical balls. 4 equal spherical balls are dropped into it. These are dropped into of radius 2 centimeter. Radius is 1 centimeter. So these are dropped into it. These are dropped into it. And the question is given, they sink down in the water completely. They sink down in the water completely. So this is a hint that the volume is rising. The volume of the water will rise. So they sink down in the water completely means these balls now are here. These balls now are here. So if they sink down in the water completely, then definitely the level of the water will rise. The volume of total jar will increase. So we assume that the height of the water increases by this black portion, and let we assume that it increases by an amount of x centimeter. The original height was h centimeter and it increases by an amount of x centimeter. The height of the level of water in the jar increases by an amount of x centimeter. So it is asking what will be the change in the level of water in the jar. What will be the change in the level of water in the jar? Means this is the change. Original height of the water was this red portion, and now when we drop the balls into the jar, the level of water will rise slightly, and this black portion will be the change in the height of the level of water. So it is nothing but x. So we have to find x. Then we can get the answer. So jar is nothing but a right circular cylinder. So its radius is given as 5 centimeter, and the radius of the sphere is given as 1 centimeter. For sphere, the radius is given as 1 centimeter. Okay, and the how many spheres are there? 4 equal spheres are there. Number of spheres is 4. So we assume that let the level of water rises by x centimeter when 4 spherical balls are dropped into the jar, are dropped into the jar. Now look how to proceed. H is not given to us, X is not given to us, but how to get the answer easily. So you don't have to panic, you have to think here that what is causing the change in the volume. The change in the volume is caused by these four spheres. These four spheres are only increasing the height of the level of water in the jar, else the height of the level of water in the jar would be X. So volume of, how many spheres are there? Four spheres. So volume of four spheres will be equal to new volume of the jar, minus original volume of the jar. New volume means red plus black, original volume means only red. So original volume of jar. So in new volume of jar, and when we minus it, new volume of jar, when we subtract it, new volume of jar minus original volume of jar, what we get? Volume of four spheres, because these are the four spheres which are creating the difference in the volume. So what will be the volume of four spheres? 4 by 3, 4 into volume of one sphere. So 4 by 3 pi. What is the radius of sphere? 1. So 4 by 3 pi r cube. 4 by 3 pi r cube, which is nothing but, what is the new volume of the jar? Pi r square. So the radius is 5. Pi r square into pi r square h, height. So the new volume of the jar has total height h plus x. So it will be h plus x minus original volume of the jar was red portion. So pi r square into original height h. Now look. So 4 into 4, 16 by 3 pi, 1 cube is 1, which is equal to 25 pi. 25 pi will be common. So 25 pi is common. What is left? H plus x minus h. So h and h cancels out. So pi and pi cancels out. So we have 16 by 3 is equal to 25x, which implies x is equal to, 75x is equal to 16, or x is equal to 16 by 75 centimeter. So this is the change in the height in the level of water when four spheres are dropped into it. Thank you.